Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Mastering the Laws of Attraction. I am Renz, and today we're going to continue to talk about our book, The Alchemist. As you know, I am a Hermetic alchemist, and we are talking about how life is found in the desert. But only those who truly can see beyond the veil can ever truly see life and find life. Now, first, let's get into some of the notes I took from the book, The Alchemist. Now, we're going to start out with this one. He says that God created the world so that through the visible objects, men could understand his spiritual teachings and the marvels of his wisdom. So that everything that was created, everything that's around you, that there are level 1, level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are different levels of understanding so that you can see the spiritual teachings and the wisdom of God. But there's a problem with this. The problem is this, that we are walking through a desert. And in this book, he spends so much time in the desert. The boy Santiagos spends so much time in the desert, but that is where he learns and comes in connection to have a relationship with the Creator. And that is also where he learns about alchemy. He learns about how, pretty much the chakra systems and how we are all connected with one another and how we're connected with everything. And he says that the desert challenges every step and it kills those who become distracted. Therefore, you must love the desert, but never trust it completely. Because the desert can show you things that are not real. The desert can have you in a state of mind where you see things and you think that this is reality. Now, we like to put this in the idea of we see an oasis, we see a mirage. And oftentimes we see the mirage and we will run to the mirage and think that we have made it. But we are really just in an illusion. So the world around us can present to us an illusion, and with that illusion, we stay stuck. We stay stuck in that illusion, and most of us are there. This is called cognitive dissonance, when you're stuck in the illusion, and regardless of the proof of material right in front of you, you refuse to let go of the mirage. And oftentimes people die in the desert because they are holding on to the mirage and not the true realities. Now, here's a thing about it that says that. He says, show me where there is life in the desert. Only those who can see such signs of life are able to find the treasure. There was a part where Santiago, he was challenged to find life in the desert. Although he couldn't see it exactly, he knew how to find it, right? So he let his horse run because he knew that the animal instincts of the horse would find life, and the animal found life. And when the horse found life, then Santiago and the alchemist went and they saw the life that the horse had found. So you have to be able to utilize, that is utilizing the wisdom of all the objects. He used the wisdom that he knew the horse would find it. The wisdom, God, the Creator has put everything around you in order for you to know it. But like I said, there is a mirage. When you go through the Sephira system on the tree of life, you'll understand that in order for you to get to the dayath, get to knowledge, get to understanding, and get to wisdom, that you have to remove the veil. You've heard this before in some of your other teachings. Remove the veil. That way you can get to the dayath. You can get to knowledge and wisdom and understanding. But then you have to go through the abyss. The abyss is when you have to release that cognitive dissonance and be able to allow yourself to see truth. Now, here's one of the things, the challenges of that. In the book, in the Gospel of Thomas, it's one of the writings found at Nag Hammadi where they had to hide these writings because the Roman Flavius and then Constantine were dead set on destroying all other writings other than the orthodoxy. But in the writing of 102, it says that Yeshua said, damn the Pharisees, for they are like dogs that sit with the cattle. The dogs do not eat, nor do they allow the cattle to eat. And then in 39, in saying 39, he said that Jesus said that the Pharisees are the scholars. The Pharisees and scholars have taken away the keys of knowledge and have hidden them. They have not entered, nor have they allowed those who want to enter to do so. As for you, be as sly as snakes and as simple as dove. Do you know that you are not allowed to go into the Vatican Library, and if you are allowed, you're not allowed to read anything beyond that's older than 1939, that's written before that? Do you know that when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, they tried to suppress them? When the writings of Nag Hammadi were found, they tried to suppress them. Do you know that knowledge has been suppressed from you? When the emerald tablets were found, when the Sumerian tablets were found, that this knowledge, this information went under heavy suppression because the scholars and the Pharisees didn't want you to know about it. They want to keep it hidden from you. But it is when you read these and you come to an understanding, you let that cognitive dissonance go away, then you start to see the truth. You start to find the life in the desert. And that's what I want you guys to be able to do. Go do your research, but do it without a landing point. Make your only landing point is to be that you just want truth. That's it, just truth. Doesn't matter where you land, just truth. Because see, that cognitive dissonance keeps you in a mindset. Let me tell you how deep it can go. There was a story, I don't know how true the story is, but in Mobile, Alabama, a 13-year-old boy had liver failure. He died on the table as far as man's understanding of death. But he died on the table. His subconscious mind then took over from his conscious mind. In his conscious mind, he was taught that God was white. He was taught Jesus was white. He was taught that the black man was punished by God for the sins of Ham. This is what he was taught in his conscious mind, but in his subconscious mind, because of other readings, other teachings, other things he's heard, he came back from that near-death experience and said that God was black, that the angels were black, that heaven was filled with black people, and the angel and the few white people that were there were entertaining the black people. Now, I'm not promoting this at all, but this is what he said because his subconscious mind gave him something different. And then when he came out, his dad wanted to put him on antipsychotics because he said that this must be something wrong with my son. Now, that cognitive dissonance would not allow either of them to accept what was said. Now, I'm not saying that what he said is true. I believe that our subconscious has been trained to believe certain things, but for those who have become enlightened, then your subconscious will allow you to enter upon other astral planes. But here's the thing about it, is that how many things have you been told since birth? And no matter what is presented to you, you will not let it go. You will not refrain from saying that this may not be true. In your political system, you've been told that this group supports that group, but then if you can find evidence that they don't, that they are the opposite, then you still stick to what you have been told because that cognitive dissonance won't allow your mind to be free. And that's what we try to say, allow your mind to be free, and then you will then see the light. But how can you ever see it if you continue to hold on to something that may not be true, that may not be beneficial to you? If stories were written hundreds and thousands of years before the story that you're reading, how can you know that the story you're reading is the truth unless you give that story an opportunity to read it and understand it? If you don't understand the political climate of the books that you're reading, if you don't understand the political climate of the tablets that you're reading, then how would you ever know it to be true? But here's the only truth. The only truth is that the Creator is love. And if the Creator is love and you're following the Creator, then does it matter what skin tone Yeshua was? Does it matter if Yeshua existed or not? Does it matter if there's a heaven or a hell? Does any of those things matter other than the fact of you showing love? You show love of who you are. You show love to your neighbor. You treat people as you want to be treated. And if you will not curse someone, damn someone, slap someone, steal someone, murder someone, then why would you, if you don't expect that to be done to you, then you should not do it to them. Plain and simple. Before all things, look at those things. So we're going to finish this up. We're going to continue tomorrow. Y'all, greatness is non-negotiable.